Hello, fellow mystic, child of creation, devotee of the Most High Mother, Father, God, steward of heaven on earth, seed of the stars. Welcome to Ministry of the Mother. Today's transmission is for those of you feeling stuck. For those of you who have been moving mountains within your alchemical process, within yourself, those of you who have been preparing for your ministry on earth, your heaven on earth timeline, but you are yet to see changes proportionate to those you've made inwardly. This is also something I'm experiencing, where there are subtle shifts in my field, but there isn't something proportionate to the magnitude that I feel building, showing itself yet. So I sat with God yesterday and I asked about this, and I just said, God, I want to do your will, not my will. You've shown me visions of what you wish for me to move and create and emanate. Show me how you need me to move and to embody in order to bring your will to life. And this is what I was told, or actually, perhaps more accurately, this is what I was shown. Almost immediately in the meditation, I was shown an etheric heart, a beautiful light heart with wings, signifying that the heart is open and in its angelic nature. And that heart was prone, meaning it was lying horizontally. It was lying horizontally rather than standing vertically. And I was shown an image of the heart pivoting vertically in an anticipatory energy, waiting to do something. And God said, I need you prone. And then I was shown and I felt this outpouring of divine grace pouring into this prone position heart. So I just want you to feel the energy of that. Maybe even do this with me. Feel what it's like to have a posture that is anticipatory and waiting what to do next. There's almost an agitation to this versus prone, still, open, receptive. This is the key. This prone heart posture that God showed me, that God is inviting the heaven on earth stewards into position of. This prone position brings us into a state of surrender. It allows us to receive grace, which is effortless. And crucially, it puts us in the right position and posture of submission. I mean that in the way that we are completely surrendered to the will of the divine, and we are not moving or acting or embodying from a place that is agitated and needing to control, needing to exert, needing to move with force, which is the old way. The new earth is not built on force or coercion or personal will of needing to drive things forwards out of fear. How funny that the camera fell at that very moment. These old ways are crumbling. What we're being guided to move into now is an embodiment of faith, not just saying we're walking a godly path and then allowing doubt, skepticism, fear to govern our minds and how we move and how we act and how we embody and how we live our lives. This is about walking the godly walk. This is about taking our place as royalty, divine royalty on earth, taking our place as sons and daughters of the Most High, knowing that we carry that level of authority when we walk this earth, as we walk this earth. When we have been given vision by God that we are the stewards of co-creating, birthing into this world to support kingdom of heaven establishment, we're going to be moved in ways that are non-linear, non-sequitur, nonsensical. They don't make sense to the logical mind because they are born out of the field of possibility, potential, and creation, which is always inherently innovative. So we can't actually draw on the mind for what God is asking us to create and emanate. The mind is too limited. It only can draw on known variables. The higher mind, the visionary mind, which is God's mind, this is where higher wisdom, imagination, guidance can reach us. And then the mind, the higher mind, works in attunement with this prone position heart to move us with grace and flow in attunement with divine timing and in a way that may not make any sense at the human level. And this is why we're needed prone. Because if we're in a defensive posture, we may question God's wisdom. We may question the way we're being moved, why we're being moved that way. It doesn't make any sense. You want me to go over there? Why are you sending me over there? When we're like this, the mind is out of the way. And we're saying, I don't know the way, but you do. So I move as you move me to move. I move as you guide me to. It is a state of surrender. So now, instead of seeking to do more, which is the byproduct of, a heavily programmed patriarchal society, which has been imprinted to do and produce feverishly. And that's how we feel we gain a sense of worthiness and an entitlement to our lives on earth. God is saying, ignore those lies, ignore that nonsense. Remember that you are my child. You were born worthy. And you came to earth as an alchemist, as a mystic, as a high-level soul. Because we've got work to do together. And I need you open and receptive and marching to my beat and my drum and not that of this earthly mundane world, which has been infused with and distorted by heaps of programming that is ungodly. Get into the prone position in your heart. It might even be helpful to embody into prone position, corpse pose, yoga nidra, stillness regularly in your day-to-day life to support this. In my previous transmission, I spoke about nervous system regulation. There are certain modalities that really can help support, move, energy that needs to be discharged out of the system, but actually nervous system regulation really happens at a day-to-day, mundane, moment-to-moment level. For me, it's come through the deliberate interruption of momentum, where if I'm taking action, inspired action, I will always limit the amount of time I'm taking the action and then interrupt the doing with being. And this is now my rhythm. I have moments of exertion inspired by what I'm shown needs to be done at the earthly level. And then I deliberately come into spaces of non-doing, being, resting, receiving. I would say out of the sort of integrated practices at a day-to-day level, this has probably been the most transformative for my nervous system, because it has rehabituated rest and helped to re-establish the yin receptive qualities of consciousness within me again. So if you're feeling stuck and stagnant, let yourself come into a surrendered heart posture which is open to grace, which is open to the miraculous, which is open to blessings, which is open to the supernatural, which is open to God moving mountains in a moment with your compliance, with your agreement, with your readiness, in ways that you won't be able to understand or fathom or conjure. That's not your role. Let yourself be moved. And it really supports me to visualize and see this prone heart. And I tune in now to notice, what position is my heart in? Am I in that agitated, anticipatory energy, or am I surrendered, open, calling in grace, calling in divine wisdom, asking to flow with divine timing? There's a gentleness to this frequency when you're embodying it. There is a sacredness, a holiness, something that feels magical where you're saying ding, 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 ding. I was going to say ding dong. Like, I'm there with you, God. I feel it. Okay. Now I'm ready. And maybe God will move me to do something that seems mundane, but who knows what door that opens, and who knows what state that gets me into in readiness for the next step. The path unfolds step by step. We are very rarely given the whole timeline and how it's going to unfold, because the mind and the egoic nature would probably hijack it. So it's a moment to moment moving. Okay, what now, God? How do you wish to flow through me now? And now, and now. And an ever-present, always flowing wisdom and state of inner listening and receptivity to that wisdom. Breathe into your open, prone, surrendered, readied heart with me. Audible exhale. Let the tension go. Let the agitation go. Let the anticipation go. Let yourself rest in the stillness and the silence. That is all potential and all majesty of God, supporting you, embracing you, and let the wisdom of the heart move you from this place. Go well, my friends, and I'll see you again in the next transmission.